Pluribus is this new TV show from the creator of Breaking Bad. That's their big marketing tactic. It also stars Rhea Seehorn. What the f, bro? I just typed Kim Wrexler in YouTube and the first suggestion was Kim Wrexler feet. Y'all are sick. Anyways, I wanted to say that she plays Kim Wrexler in Better Call Saul. But even though the marketing led some to believe that it had something to do with the universe of Breaking Bad, I can positively say that no, not at all. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The reason why I'm making this video is because the first episode is kind of amazing. I thought I read the synopsis somewhere, but I was completely wrong. I had no idea what the show was about. So when I saw scientists discussing receiving a message from outer space, I was like, what the heck is going on? Now, in parallel to that, we see our main character, Carol Starka, who is a best-selling author on a book signing tour. Everything seems super normal at first. In this first scene, she's doing a reading and everyone seems super passionate. Her book seems to be about this pirate fantasy romance thing and everyone is really invested. We get a long drawn-out scene of so many different people coming in, bringing in gifts and everything. Some of them a little weirder than the others. This guy brought like an actual sword for her. And when she finally makes it back to her car, we get a glimpse at her real personality. She complains a lot, basically calls her own book trash, and doesn't seem to be happy about the whole thing. Meanwhile, back at the research facility, they realized the message they got from outer space was basically a formula that they could test on live mice. It seems like they've been testing it for a while and the mice keep dying. And at this point, this scientist removes her gloves because she cannot feel the pulse with it. Her extra glove, I would say. But we all know where this is going. Of course, she gets bitten and immediately tries to go wash her hands. While the other scientist is capturing the mouse, he notices that she's convulsing in place, basically. And then we get a cut to this scene that reminds me of Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, where the scientist is struggling with a vending machine while the janitor is actually infected behind him. Except here, he slowly walks up to him and kisses him. At this point, if you've ever seen any movie like that, you're like, okay, it's an infection, all right? And then this scientist kisses the janitor, and immediately all of the infected start working together in order to spread whatever it is. I don't know if you remember the teaser for this show, but this was it. The lady licking the donuts and putting them back in the box. That's what it's about. Meanwhile, the author and her friend/agent are still on their way back, and they're having this long conversation where we actually get a little bit of insight into the personality of this author. And we kind of realize that she's kind of a Debbie Downer. It's not just the tour that's annoying to her, it's just part of who she is. She likes to complain and basically has a hard time expressing joy no matter what the situation is. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was very quick to start judging her and being like, oh, what a killjoy. And then I realized I'm kind of like that too. There are certain things that people enjoy that I don't understand, and I tend to be like, meh, 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 meh. So this show definitely made me reflect on that. We also realized that her friend is very tolerant of this attitude. She's very much the yin to her yang, always reassuring her or coming up with solutions when the other one is just pointing out problems. At this point, the author is noticing a bunch of planes flying parallel to each other and they don't even think much of it. And that's when it happens. 28 minutes into the show, there's this seemingly random car accident behind them. Just boom. Slow pickup truck hits another car. And when she goes to check on the driver, he seems to be unconscious. And I gotta say, I really want you to watch this show if you haven't seen it, because from this point on, the thriller aspect of it is just amazing. The music, the suspense, everything is just very tense to the point where you really feel like you're watching a horror movie. Like right now, her friend seems to be frantically texting for some reason. And then the guy starts convulsing loudly. We see the friend drop her phone and then just drop. And that's so violent. We realize she's also convulsing. So now Carol has to run for help. But look at this shot. When she gets in, she realizes absolutely everyone is convulsing all at the same time. And we get this pretty long sequence where she needs to grab a phone. She's still trying to save her friend and she has to basically pry someone's hand open to get a phone. Manages to get a cell phone, but nothing is working. So she looks at this wooden sign and decides to put her friend on it. Her car has one of those breathalyzer things and she had been drinking, so nope, that didn't work. She pushes the guy out of the driver's seat of his own truck and manages to put her friend in the back. And while she's driving towards the city, she realizes that, it's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. She still makes it to the hospital, but people are still convulsing. But she's determined. She will not stop until her friend can get some help. She brings a gurney and finally her friend stops convulsing and seems to be conscious, at least for a little bit, because soon after that she passes away. And here happens probably the creepiest scene ever. Everyone just gets up. Everyone just gets back up and start walking out like nothing happened. At this point, we kind of realize that they're infected, and of course, they're going to try to And he successfully manages to kiss her. So you're like, oh no, wait, no. But nothing happens. They try to grab her friend, but she yells at them and they just calmly leave her alone. So she drives off. I think the extra creepy factor here is that the infected seem to be kind of like nice and well-mannered, kind of. She drives around the city and you can tell that everyone is infected, but they seem to be putting out the fires and not acting normal, but not necessarily being aggressive or anything. They give her a few looks, but they seem to be leaving her alone. She finally makes it home and it seems to be at the top of a hill. The whole thing takes place in Albuquerque, but of course she still has a dead friend with her. She doesn't have her keys, so the neighbor's kids come up and they tell her exactly where she put a spare key like years ago. When I told you it was creepy, it's really creepy. They mentioned the precise date and everything, so it's like, how do you guys know that? What? And then she watches as all of her neighbors get in their cars and leave. Every TV station seems to be offline until one pops up, and it's someone at the White House. And that person starts talking to her directly, even tells her to pick up the phone. And then and there, thankfully, it is all explained that the infection is basically turning every human on Earth into a hive mind. They have absolutely all the memories of the host, so they can basically operate perfectly, except they are fully connected, meaning every single one of them is mentally, psychically linked to each other. In fact, they refer to themselves as we. All the time. They let her know that her life is still her own, whatever that means, and they mean no harm. So of course she's freaking out, asking a bunch of questions, such as, who is we? Who is this we you're talking about? How does the hive mind work? And they're like, we don't really know how it works, but it does. They tell her that she seems to be immune to the quote-unquote infection. I mean, I'm the one calling it infection. In the series, they call it the joining because they really want her to join. And they tell her that eventually they will try to figure out how to make her join. Obviously, she asks if there's anyone else that is quote-unquote immune around the world, and they tell her about 12 or 13 people. From those, there's only about 5 that speak English.
Carol, hello? It's us. Hello? We're sorry we upset you, Carol. We only want to make you happy.
Listen, if I'm being real with you, this is one of the best day one, day of the outbreak type of episode or movie that I've seen in a while. Like, this could be a standalone thriller or horror movie and just end the exact same way it did there, and it would be amazing. I would love that. I haven't seen a good outbreak scenario play that wasn't filled with stupidity like in Fear the Walking Dead, for example. In this one, it's not a character making a bunch of mistakes or blah blah. Of course, like the whole rat thing, but later on we're gonna learn that it was pretty much inevitable. The rat was one single method of contamination. There were many others, but I don't want to talk about the next episodes. I really wanted to focus on this one because of this horror aspect that it has to it. And of course, I wasn't able to share all the soundtrack and the Foley and the scoring and all that to really give you that atmosphere. But I really hope you do watch it. I'm not even advocating for you to continue watching the show, but episode 1 is absolutely worth it in my opinion. But yeah, you might have seen tweets like Vince Gilligan don't miss. And yeah, that's why. So no real ties to Breaking Bad, at least for now, other than the fact that it takes place in Albuquerque. But also in the end there, her going, shut up, reminds me of that Breaking Bad scene actually.
Shut up, Skyler. Shut up. Please shut up. Stop. Shut up.
So yeah, Pluribus. I was a little skeptical. I was like, what are the odds a director who managed to make Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul can come out with a banger that has nothing to do with these two? Turns out the odds were high. Rhea Seehorn, amazing actress. Again, she pretty much carries Better Call Saul. I have friends who refuse to watch Better Call Saul because they didn't like Breaking Bad. And I'm like, oh, if I make a supercut of Kim Wrexler's character, it would probably change their minds. So if you've seen it, let me know. If you like this format of, I don't know, reviewing one episode that's really cool, I kind of want to do it for Alien Earth because episode 5 was pretty much its own horror movie and was amazing. But we'll see. We'll see how you guys like this one. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with someone who likes to watch TV. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're pretty close, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.